Ladies and gentlemen, Chiefs Kingdom, can you believe it? In a league where legends are made on razor-thin margins, Travis Kelce, the man who's caught more passes from Patrick Mahomes than most quarterbacks dream of throwing, steps into the spotlight not with a game-winning grab, but with a raw, gut-wrenching confession that echoes from the heart of Arrowhead Stadium all the way to podcast airwaves. What happens when the surest hands in football suddenly feel like they're fumbling the script of their own story? Tonight, we're diving deep into the Kansas City Chiefs' heartbreaking 20-10 stumble against the Houston Texans in Week 14, the ripple effects on our three-time Super Bowl hero, and why this setback might just be the spark that reignites the fire in red and gold. Buckle up, folks. This is your Chiefs Report, live from the edge of playoff purgatory. Let's rewind the tape on that Texans thriller, shall we? It was supposed to be another chapter in the Chiefs dynasty saga, a gritty road battle where Mahomes' magic and that explosive offense would carve up Houston's defense like a holiday turkey. But oh, what a plot twist. The Texans, led by their young gunslinger C.J. Stroud, who reminds you a bit of a baby-faced Mahomes with that arm velocity, clamped down early and never let go. Kansas City managed just 10 points, a field goal here, a late touchdown there, but it wasn't enough. Houston's 20-point tally came on a mix of opportunistic picks and a ground game that churned out 140 yards, exposing some cracks in Steve Spagnuolo's vaunted defensive scheme. The Chiefs' D held Stroud to under 200 passing yards, which is no small feat, but turnovers and penalties, 9 of them, if you can believe it, turned potential momentum swings into Houston highlights. And at the center of the offensive frustration? None other than Travis Kelce, our Kansas City icon, who finished the night with 0 catches and 2 drops. Yeah, you heard that right. More drops than receptions. In a game where every chain-moving grab feels like oxygen, that stat stings like a missed extra point in overtime. Now, let's zoom in on Kelce, because this isn't just about one bad night. It's a window into the soul of a franchise player hitting a speed bump in what should be his victory lap. At 36 years young, Travis is still the league's elder statesman at tight end, the guy who's danced through double coverage like it's a Taylor Swift concert choreo. Speaking of which, how wild is it that our Chiefs tight end is dating the biggest pop star on the planet? Remember that era's tour sideline surprise last year? Pure magic, blending gridiron grit with global glamour. But on the field, Kelce's been the anchor of Andy Reid's high-octane attack since day one. Drafted in the 5th round back in 2013 out of Cincinnati, he transformed from a raw athlete into a 3-time All-Pro, a Super Bowl champ who snagged 10,000-plus yards and counting. His chemistry with Mahomes? It's like Lennon and McCartney if they threw spirals instead of harmonies. Over 8,000 yards and 70 touchdowns together. Yet here in Houston, those hands that have bailed out so many third and longs betrayed him. A slant route in the second quarter? Slips right through. A red zone fade on 3rd down? Ground bound. It's the kind of night that tests even the most unbreakable spirits. And speak of the devil, Kelce didn't hold back when the cameras weren't rolling. On the latest drop of his New Heights podcast, co-hosted with his bro Jason, the Eagles' big lug of a center, he laid it all bare, no filter, just pure, unadulterated passion. You put in all this bleep work and hope that it pays off, he growled, his voice cracking with that Midwestern fire we love. And right now, it's just for whatever bleep reason, man, it's little things. I feel like I've always had the answers in years past. And this year, I just can't find them. Oof. If that doesn't hit you in the feels, check your pulse. Kelce, the guy who's trash-talked defenders into submission and celebrated touchdowns with that signature point-to-the-crowd swagger, admitting vulnerability? It's a reminder that even gods of the gridiron are human. Post-game, he ghosted the media not once, but twice, ducking out of the locker room like he was avoiding a blitz. Now, NFL rules are crystal clear. Unless you're in concussion protocol, you've got to face the Fourth Estate. We've seen fines rain down for chronic no-shows, but here's the good news, Chiefs fans. No complaints from the press corps this time around. The league's fine list dropped like a stone this week, and Travis's name? Nowhere in sight. Smart move by the suits in New York. Sometimes, a guy's just processing the L. But it speaks volumes about Kelce's stature. No one's rushing to clip the wings of a legend mid-flight. Shifting gears to the bigger picture, let's break down what went haywire tactically, because Andy Reid's play calling is usually smoother than a Kansas City barbecue sauce pour. The Chiefs came in averaging 28 points a game, tops in the AFC, thanks to that no-look wizardry from Mahomes and a receiving core that's deeper than the Missouri River. But against Houston's zone-heavy look, Coordinated by that defensive savant DeMeco Ryans, the offense stalled like a flat tire on I-70. Kelce was schemed open on 40% of his routes, per next-gen stats, but those drops? They weren't just butterfingers, they were symptoms of a deeper funk. Mahomes targeted him 7 times, his highest of the season, yet 0 conversions. Compare that to last year's Week 14 against the Lions, where Kelce hauled in 9 for 97 yards and a score, night and day. And don't get me started on the run game. Isaiah Pacheco, that bulldog from Rutgers, was bottled up for 52 yards on 14 carries. Reed dialed up 22 passes in the first half alone, but without Kelce's security blanket, it forced Mahomes into hero ball. 2 picks, including that backbreaker, returned 30 yards for 6. Defensively, though, shout out to Chris Jones, the disruptive force who's been sacking QBs since his Georgia days. He notched a strip sack that nearly flipped the script, but the secondary, banged up with Trent McDuffie nursing a hamstring tweak, couldn't seal the deal. Injuries like that, they're the silent killers in a playoff push, turning a contender into a coin flip. To put this in historical context, rewind the clocks to the Chiefs' glory days, the ones that make Arrowhead the loudest cauldron in sports. Built in 1972, that stadium's hosted legends like Len Dawson, the gunslinger who quarterbacked the AFL title in '69, or Derek Thomas, the sack king whose 1991 man show against Seattle still gives chills. Fast forward to the Reed era, 3 Lombardi trophies in 5 years, an undefeated home streak that spans seasons, and rivalries that burn hotter than a tailgate bonfire. Grab your burnt ends, crank up Sweet Caroline on the drive home, and tune in Sunday night. Watch Mahomes sling it, Kelce snatch it, and Reed out-fox 'em all. This is why we bleed red, because in the NFL's brutal ballet, the comeback is always one play away. Follow us here on the channel for live updates, post-game breakdowns, and that exclusive Chiefs trivia. Did you know Kelce's first NFL TD was a 20-yard dart against the Colts in 13? Classic. Until next time, keep the faith, stay passionate, and remember, it's not just football, it's family. This is your Chiefs anchor, signing off from the kingdom. Go Chiefs!